Hello and welcome to Weekly Weird News, brought to you by Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben. As always, I'm hanging out with Mike.
Hello.
Claire.
Hey.
And Pete.
Hey.
This is our sort of spin-off show, Weekly Weird News, where we talk about the weird, random and macabre shit that we found on the internet this week. Some of it's horrifying. I don't know if there's a light-hearted one this week. It's very rare we do have one. But
I always
there
think
might
we should
be
finish
one.
on one. I always think we should finish on a light-hearted
I don't know.
If you can find one there.
A little good news story at the end. It's always nice.
It's hard to find the good news stories.
Yeah.
I know.
Because as we're recording this, Storm Eunice is battering the UK, so if you do hear the wind or the rain in the background, that's we can't do nothing about that.
It has pretty much gone now, but we just got
It may pick up again. We don't know. There's another one coming in tomorrow, mate. All great. And I'd like to give a shout out to Jet TV. I enjoyed watching the planes trying to land.
Yeah, it was fun.
They were sort of hovering, weren't they?
Yeah, man, I come in and they were like,
Broadsiding, aren't they? Like coming in sideways
Yeah,
almost.
and the wind would just sort of tip it to one side. It's just about to.
Touchdown.
I've been in a plane when that's happened.
Yeah.
When I was about 9 or 10, coming from London to Manchester. We were just touching down in Manchester. It's only like a 45-minute flight. And as we come down, literally, when you can start to see the runway, and then it just went like that, it just tipped. And it looked close, and we all shit. And
Well, that
my
took
mum,
the wing or anything, couldn't it?
my mum and
Boom.
dad were always the kind of people that would be like, "Oh, don't get off first because it's all busy and rushed. We'll wait. We're not in a rush. We'll wait until everyone else has got off, then we'll get off." And as we were getting off, you had the pilot who was chatting to the stewardesses and that, and he even said, we overheard him say, "Oh, that was close. It was about 5 meters." Like it was, my dad looked at him. He was a bit of a bum twitchy moment. That well done, mate. Fair play to you. And yeah, but I always I'd never forget that. And yeah, fucking
Yeah, I bet
scary.
people were on the aircraft.
Well, I watched the one who come in and he started to tip. He got a wheel down, he couldn't get the other down, and he started to get under him. He had to tip a bit more. He just fired the engines back up and just took straight off.
I saw a few aborted landing. Yeah,
I'd hate to be the fucking pilot doing that, because them things aren't easy to steer. You know, they are. Your pilots are soaked in sweat wrestling with one of them things. Wrestling
Not
with those
when the winds are
controls.
122 miles
That's
per
it,
hour
this-
going.
Well, the
Yeah.
one tried to land, aborted the landing, couldn't land, so then ended up going back to its original destination.
I'm surprised you had the fuel.
I believe
Was
it
it a
was
short-
like Belgium-y kind of. It wasn't a massively.
I know some have been
massive
diverted,
distance.
but it would have been diverted to like Luton or.
There was nowhere in the country it could land. This was the problem. And it was
They don't know
it
about
was
that
on-
much fuel, do they?
I watched it. It was
They don't
yesterday.
know
I
that
think
much
I watched
fuel.
it. But yeah,
You what,
They
Mike?
don't know about that much fuel.
No, they don't.
well, I was surprised as well. But they said they got sent back. There's a woman
Yeah,
talking.
why?
She was still where she originally left
Yeah.
from.
We're being told by the US that Russia's going to invade Ukraine any day, and Russia keeps saying no, we're not. It's almost like they
Doing
want
an
them to, isn't it?
exercise.
It's almost like they want them to.
Although by
Like
this
stabbing a
time
bear.
it comes out, we may be in a
That-
scorched.
Yeah, that's true. We might be recording from the ruins of your flat.
Yeah.
Let's hope not.
You might have a third arm at that point. Anyway, let's go with some weird news. One word gaffe invalidates thousands of US baptisms.
Yeah, I read this. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
A Catholic priest in Arizona is learning the hard way that words matter after a one-word gaffe forced officials to invalidate thousands of baptisms he conducted over many years. Church officials say that the priest Andres Arango used the word "we."
Is that mice up your arse?
That's what he said. I baptised thee.
We
And
have
then-
mice up my bums.
We baptised thee. He was saying we instead of I during baptisms. Catholics believe that only Jesus Christ has the power to baptise, not the wider community or the church. Mr. Arango, there's the wind, has resigned from his position and apologised. According to the Catholic Diocese of Phoenix, Reverend Arango was reciting the word use of baptisms incorrectly until the 17th of June 2021, and the church has declared all baptisms he conducted up until that date invalid. Can't they just wave a magic wand and say it's okay?
That's pretty
got it
pathetic.
right.
It is pretty pathetic, to be fair.
I mean, for God's sake, it's a fucking...
It's a made-up thing,
I
anyway.
know, it's mad, isn't it?
He could invite them all into the church and then do like a bit of a joint one where he just puts a bit of
Get us a
holy
super
water.
soaker. Get a super soaker and just soak the whole of the congregation.
Do what they used to do.
I baptise you all.
You laugh about that, but that's why they did it during COVID with a super soaker. Genuinely, there was a priest doing it to babies. He'd stand for the 2 metres away and
No.
pump. Yeah, holy water in the super soaker.
And years ago to do mass baptisms,
days.
they do them in the river
Yeah, do it in the river.
or the lake.
Maybe not the river right now, though.
No.
It's full of shit.
High. Really high, the river at the moment, isn't it?
Well, I suppose they wouldn't have to go down to it. They could
This
just
is
go next to it.
Arizona, isn't it?
This is in Arizona.
Might pop there tomorrow with the kids. Not to Arizona.
Actually, there's not many
It's the
lakes and
river.
rivers in Arizona, is there? It's
No.
quite a dry place.
It is quite a dry place, yeah.
They've got the Grand Canyon.
That looks pretty cool. I'd like to go that. Church records show that Mr. Arango arrived in the Phoenix area as a pastor in February 2013. He was a teacher and pastor in Brazil before that. So from 2013 to 2021, he was doing it wrong.
That's quite hilarious, to be fair. Imagine being one of these baptised people.
It's an honest mistake, isn't
They're
it?
freaking out now, aren't
Yeah,
they?
but they'll all be going to hell.
Yeah.
In their eyes.
I know, because they get baptised again properly, then they're all right. But then again, what you've got to look at is if they
the
weren't,
meantime-
if someone had died
Yeah.
and they hadn't done the baptism right, then that person's going to
Well,
hell.
out of those thousands of people, you could just statistically say a portion of them will have died. Whether
Yeah.
they're young, old, you know what I mean? It's going to
And
happen.
until they get re-baptised, they've got to take it really careful so they don't die.
Do you think
they go
they-
to hell?
Do you think they'd baptise a grave?
No.
It's too late,
no.
man.
Yeah, it's got to be, because you've already
That's
passed,
what I
haven't
mean.
you?
Like, it's like, oh, but young Dave got hit by a bus and he was baptised, so he'd go to heaven.
No,
but now
sorry,
he's
no.
not going to go to heaven. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Sorry,
surely that would
no,
create
that's it.
fucking mass, like,
Hysteria.
it's not mass hysteria, not quite that far.
It was mass pissed offness
Yes.
with the Catholic community.
With all of the people that he had baptised in inverted commas,
and then died.
and
They're all in hell now.
yeah,
That's
great.
it.
It's caused trauma to the family. Yeah.
I hope none of you are listeners.
You've been affected by this.
Yeah, I do sincerely hope no one has been affected by this.
Call our helpline.
Well, they have been though.
Yeah, call
Well,
our
I help, man. I
helpline,
was just
yeah.
get a fucking grip.
555.
It's a fucking.
It's all bullshit.
One
Anyway.
800.
Oh yes, you know, I'm sure the listeners know my feelings on religion. I think it's quite funny that. Sorry, you're not baptising you, but they could wave a fucking magic wand and do it anyway, couldn't they? They could change it. Doesn't the Pope do something about purgatory a while back?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he either get rid of it or say that babies who died unbaptised could go there or whatever? Didn't have to go there. He did something. He changed the rule. Because he can, because he's got. So all he's got to do is wave his little Pope wand and he can fucking solve it all
His
out.
little Pope wand. I think they call it a stick. A Pope
Whatever.
stick.
His Pope stick, and he can. All he's got to do is take his fucking dick out of a choir boy's mouth and wave his Pope stick, and he can make it all better, can't he?
I think you can.
I bet he could if he wanted to.
Just gonna get re-baptised in it. Anyway, I'm not gonna
Uh-oh.
spend time worrying about it.
Here's some Jeffrey Epstein news.
Oh, fuck
That's why I said uh-oh. That's all the name.
Jean-Luc Brunel, Jeffrey Epstein linked fashion agent found dead in cell.
Oh.
dear.
How convenient. I know he was 76, but still, how convenient.
And he faced charge of underage rape, just like Epstein.
He was procuring the girls.
Who, Brunel?
No?
He's 76. He was in detention awaiting a trial on charges of rape of a minor and sexual harassment. He was suspected of being involved in a global paedophile ring organised by Epstein, who took his own life in prison. Did he?
Inverted commas there. Took his own life. You know what the best thing was about that whole situation? It was the day the entire internet came together in one voice.
Yeah.
Right, left, woke, fascist, whatever, and said, well, that's bollocks.
Yeah.
He
There was a
unified the human race for a good 24 hours.
There's a great cry in unison on Twitter, wasn't there?
It's like, oh, it's fucking mental.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No surprising, this guy's gone as well.
It's a bit strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go on, Mike.
Hold on, I'm getting fucking ad blockers and shit going on. Reading a fucking article online now.
It's not easy, is it?
No. It's like fucking whack-a-mole, isn't it, with the ads? Fucking ridiculous.
You know, I'm taking you to the circus, Mike. We'll make a fortune.
Pisses me off.
Oh, we could hire you out to farm. That's how you want to do it. I don't care. You come to a whacking a mole to death for money.
Yeah, the US prosecutors have accused Brunel of finding young girls for his long-time associate and financier. So yeah, he's into some dodgy shit, basically.
Yeah, so isn't it just strange how another one of his top boys has all of a sudden, I mean, okay, he's 76, but he's led a fucking good life, he's a rich guy. You don't tend to go...
a modelling agency.
Yeah, and he knew some shit, didn't he?
Well, he knew everything, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was the one getting the girls, he knows who was going, because these girls would be...
Yeah, but who's killed him off?
Probably Prince William and
MI6 probably
Prince
after
Andrew
Prince Andrew's all. I mean, let's face it, the Queen's already bailed him out. She might as well bail him out a bit more. How do you know that this guy didn't procure Virginia Guthrie for Prince Andrew and he's dead, and now all of a sudden the fucking alright, well, here's 12 million quid, take it or leave it. Your best witness is dead.
They don't want all of his skeletons coming out of the closet, do they, in court?
That's it.
That's
so
the point.
If this guy was to testify
I did have sex with this girl and I was with so and so.
I procured this girl specifically for Prince Andrew and this girl and this girl.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it's not looking so
Pure
rosy.
Pure speculation, guys, obviously.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they keep dying in these cells. I'm surprised she's lasted that long. It's longer.
She's a bit too high profile at the minute because there was a manhunt for her, one and everything. It was. They know that she's too important to fucking die at the moment.
Wow. Is she still alive? Has anyone
Why doesn't
seen
it make
her?
any sense? What do you mean she's too important to die?
Because Epstein's gone.
Yeah.
It's too much of a thing. If she goes, it's too much of a coincidence. People are going to start calling bullshit again.
Well,
aren't
he's
they?
more high profile.
Care,
This guy isn't as high profile.
They don't care, do they? They don't care. I don't know why she's still alive.
I've read internet comment threads about Prince Andrew this week, and people have still been defending him.
Really?
You know.
Oh, you will get people.
And the 12 million payment, people are going with the. Well, actually, the royal family brings in more, so and their estates have made that money, and it's like it doesn't matter
brings
because
in less than Chester Zoo.
in some points it doesn't matter whether whose money they say that is. It's still taxpayer money. It's still British money because how did someone get to be king or queen? They steal everyone else's fucking money.
It's a complete red herring, this tourism thing. They bring in less than Chester Zoo, and look at what's the most visited city in Europe. Paris.
Actually,
look what they did to their fucking royal family.
It's this Versailles. The Palace of Versailles is still there. It gets more people through it than any royal estate in this country, and they haven't even got a royal family anymore.
So if you got up tourism, you got to bump them off.
Yeah, heads on spikes on the Tower Bridge,
Right,
outside the Tower of London.
Anyone bulks the argument saying, oh, well, the tourism are bringing in, actually, they'd be better off dead. Bring in more.
Yeah. Not that we'd advocate killing the royal family, obviously.
No. Advocate a vote them out though.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'd be voting yes on that, bitch.
Do you reckon if they did that, they'd be voted out?
No.
They wouldn't do it.
I don't think so either.
They wouldn't allow it.
I don't think they'd be voted out. They'd never allow it, and I don't think they'd vote, and they wouldn't...
they'd probably get...
They'd get back in, they'd keep them.
I think...
Nothing's seen as more British than the royal family.
I don't think they're that high. I think there is only about 60% in favour.
60-40 then.
Yeah.
And also remember, who's going to turn up to vote on that? Every single elderly person.
Yeah.
How many young people are going to show up for that? Probably not that many.
Good point. Okay, moving on.
Yep. Claire, this is for you. It's a cookery one.
It is. A school teacher in the US has admitted to lacing cupcakes with her husband's spunk before feeding them to her pupils.
Wow, fucking hell, she's quite pretty and blonde, so you can tell she's mad.
Were they little ships then?
No, that's not beside the point. Cynthia Perkins now faces more than 4 decades behind bars for a range of horrific sex crimes against children.
I take it all back.
The 36-year-old from Livingston in Louisiana accepted a plea deal that will see her testify against her ex-husband, Dennis. According to the charges, the teacher used Dennis's semen to season cupcakes as she made for them for West Junior High School.
To season them, what tastes more spunky?
It's that salty caramel in it.
Oh.
The couple,
You're the only one that's probably tasted it in here, so.
the couple were arrested in October 2019 and were both charged with 60 counts of producing pornography involving children under
Dirty
13.
bastards.
Yeah.
Oh, nasty.
Yeah, it went a bit dark, this one.
Yeah.
The headline lures you in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then you're like, you get to the bottom, you're like, oh, fuck me. This is tragic.
It is.
As you know, you go for I blame and that's
I must
how they
admit, when they said that she's going to face 40 years behind bars, I thought, well, that's a little harsh. I mean, I know it's spunking cupcakes, it's not nice.
I know it's the American justice
40
system.
years, now I understand why it's 40 years.
And she's getting that because she's testifying against the husband.
Yeah.
Probably get the chair otherwise.
She only actually got 1 year for the laced cupcakes in the end.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Don't want to be doing that shit, but 40 years is a bit harsh.
Yeah, 1 year's about going rate for spunk.
Spunk in the cupcake. Would you knowingly spunk in someone's cupcakes, in case you take to work, and take that year?
No.
If you hated all your employees and you were leaving, and I made cupcakes for you all, there you go, and you put jizz in it, and you just stand there and watch it eat it all, and you're like, eat it.
If it was one of these really like open prisons where you can get a job and that as well, and still earn money, I'd be like, yeah, right, yeah, I'll do that.
No, this is American prison, mate.
Not if it's
No.
American
No.
prison.
You're making fucking mailbags and shit.
Now, the only time you're in an open prison in America is if you're rich.
Hmm.
Then you can just...
Yeah, you're in general
That's
pot,
what,
mate.
that's what Jeffrey Epstein did. He left prison from 9 till 5. He was allowed to leave prison from 9 till 5 every day to go and work, and then pop back for the evening. And I think if he had good behaviour, he's had a weekend off. So he'd fuck off to his island.
For you, be shank or be shank, mate.
Yeah, you're getting shanked in the shower as a nonce. Well, not you are a nonce, but you know.
I said that right. I'm getting shanked
he's not
in the
one of
shower
your nonce.
as a nonce.
Because these were nonces on the spunk in the shower, sorry.
No, he gets spunked to his
Oh,
workmates.
spunk, yeah, oh, I don't know. Come on. You're just getting shanked in the shower then. In this scenario, they're getting shanked in the shower. Sorry.
Oh, bless.
Accusing people and nonce.
I thought we were on about the article, I got lost.
There is absolutely no reason in any way, shape or form anyone could associate anything nonce related with me.
No, that's true.
Nonce free.
Who was that guy who was homosexuality free for so many years?
Yeah.
Milo...
Yeah, Giannopoulos or
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was sodomy free.
Yeah.
Sodomy free.
Sodomy free since.
Yesterday.
Yes. Okay, moving on then. Woman who sees aliens daily says blue-skinned creatures are testing waters. Well, she's testing around the UK, they're full of shit.
I don't think it means literally.
Woman who has daily alien encounters says the blue-skinned creatures are testing the waters. And Lily Nova, that's her name, solid, trustworthy name, Lily Nova, said that during the lockdown she started making regular UFO sightings. It must have sparked a change, as now she claims to have daily encounters with aliens. Can I just point something out before we go any further? You know that I'm a slut for aliens, guys. You know I love a good alien story. It's lockdown, everyone's at home, and she's the only one seeing these things.
You make a fine point.
All
But
fell victim to lockdown fever.
she does live in St. Louis, Missouri, and she might not live within 10 miles of a neighbour.
Okay, I'll give you that. We don't know where she lives, in what area she lives, so alright, we'll give you that. Lily says that she took up astrophotography out of boredom and made her first sighting in November, followed by another a short while later, and things ramped up from there. Now, not a day goes by she doesn't see a floating orb, a metallic ship, or an extraterrestrial being. And she can even describe what they look like. I should hope so, she's seeing them every fucking day.
Why isn't she taking pictures then?
That's a valid point, we've all got smartphones. Lily Lily from St. Louis, Missouri, the US, said one of the aliens looked like a girl with light blue skin, no hair, and added that the very beautiful being was wearing a skin-tight grey suit. Or
Sounds a bit Avatar-y.
she's seeing one of those people who've got that weird pigment in their skin that makes them go blue. She's living in rural Missouri. Maybe there's some inbreeding going on in the mountains and they've got blue skin.
Yeah.
Quoting Lily, she says, I have also seen another group of beings with light blonde hair, fair and glowing skin and bright blue eyes. I might met her at some point.
Sounds like the Nords.
Yeah, I was going to say I might met her at some point. You know, me being the Nordic individual that I am.
No, you're not.
No, right, okay.
The Vikings had black hair.
They didn't.
They did. New evidence come to light, mate.
I
Look
don't
it
believe,
up.
don't believe it. I believe they send images of themselves to me through telepathy. Oh, so she's not actually seeing them then. I think they are easing me into an introduction, as it would be such a shocking experience for any human to have an alien walk up to you. Lily believes the aliens were testing the waters with her after her first shocking encounter, as she says they were motioning towards her and knew she was recording.
Oh, so she's got some recording then, no?
She thinks that they then gave her some space to process the experience before appearing to her again. Lily added, my encounters have been very close from the start. I could not believe what I was seeing, and it was groundbreaking, and it piqued my interest in astrophotography even more. I abandoned my career as a nutritionist because it was overtaken by my passion for finding out more about UFO and aliens.
Yeah.
I want to see this footage now. She gets my vote.
She's hot, man.
She's clearly telling the truth. Interesting, that photo there.
I'll describe to the listener what you're seeing.
It's just basically it's a lightish
Swearing.
blob in the sky that looks that's a UFO essentially, but we don't know if
She's got a nice arse as well.
she's got daily contact with aliens. Time to put my best blonde wig on.
Okay.
Well, they're photos of
Blurry photos.
blurry photos of unidentified objects. They could be anything.
It doesn't look like any craft that we would know of, so you gotta give her a...
Well, that's clear. That one there is clearly the Beatles. That's Yellow Submarine.
Ah.
Right, so we know what that one is. That's not unidentified anymore.
Play the little video then,
Yeah,
Mike.
so what's the video?
Alright, so the video's playing. We've got some orbs.
The stars.
Could be
Orion's
orbs.
belt there.
I see, one of them two things either side.
It's a 3-minute video. I'm not watching this. It could come at any time. I'm not waiting for something blurry to come across the screen.
Welcome to MUFON, Mike.
So there we are. Blue-skinned creatures.
Are having a chat with Lily Nova.
No.
Well,
I'd have a chat with her, to be fair, though.
I'd have a chat with her. She seems an open-minded young woman.
Seems like a nice gal.
If you're listening, Lily, you know, I'm blonde hair, blue eyes.
Swiftly moving on. Woman admits to luring a man to McDonald's for last meal before executing him.
Fuck me, we're dark this week, aren't we?
What?
Dylan Wetzel was shot in the head at least 5 times on 31st of January 2021 before his body was mutilated.
Fucking hell.
I know, yeah. 22-year-old woman from Virginia allegedly took a man to McDonald's for his last meal before killing him and dismembering his body.
Can we just break this down for a second? I like a Macca's. But if I found out that was my last meal the second before she shot me, I'd be very, very disappointed. Especially if they said, like, by the way, that was your last meal before she shot me in the head.
Yeah.
I took you out for that. That was your last meal. I'm like, what, Mackey's? Oh, fuck off. Bang, 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 bang. I'd be very unhappy.
You at least want a steak dinner, don't you?
Yeah, I want something nice. I don't want a Mackey's.
I'll be having a posh bloody surf and turf lobster.
I want a lobster.
Yeah.
If I'm exactly. I've never had lobster before. I want lobster.
And steak. Surf and turf.
Yeah, surf and turf, posh version though. Lobster instead of bloody scampi or whatever.
And grated puffin over the top.
Yeah, definitely.
Served with a gravy made of orca blood.
And some beluga caviar on the side.
Well, yeah. And a single dodo egg. I want them to clone the dodo especially for this last meal. Gives you plenty of time then, you see.
Yeah.
Now, how are we on that dodo cloning course? At least 20 years away. Sorry, love.
Well, that's the quest. You got to honour
You got to honour it. You're the one that made the rules. Dem's the rules.
Bronwyn C. Meeks pleaded guilty on Friday to over 30 criminal charges, including counts of first-degree murder of 20-year-old Dylan D. Wetzel. The Stafford County's man's remains were recovered from 4 large garbage bags in the woods of Spotsylvania on 1st of February 2021.
Wow.
Shot in the head at least 5 times. No.
It's okay
Too
that
many scary films.
it's okay. They're both drug dealers.
Okay.
It's okay. It's all right. They're both drug dealers. Everyone stop feeling sad.
Okay.
That's a joking. It's like the Naked Gun thing. Where it's like Lieutenant Frank Drebin, who recently killed his 1,000th drug dealer. He's like, well, actually, the last 2 I backed over in my car. Just turned out they were drug dealers. Lucky for me.
She actually wrote in a text to him, this is going to be your last meal at McDonald's.
Do you think in that scenario then it was like The Wire and he knew he was going to get whacked? It was only a matter of time and she was doing him this courtesy.
Mm.
Like, at least I know she won't make me suffer and I'm getting a Mackies out of it.
Well, it was her and another bloke that she's having an affair with.
Oh. Well, either way.
Yeah.
Maybe you misinterpreted it. Last
That's
meal,
what?
like, you know, then we're breaking up and I'm going to see you again. See you later.
Oh, you got a possibility
Oh,
there.
No, well, the 3 of them in the car together,
Oh, shit.
so he already knows what's going on, I think.
Yeah, in that scenario, he probably does, like, he knows he's there to die, so he's just eating that McDonald's as slowly as possible. You ready yet? Nah, I still got 6 nuggets.
Poor bugger.
Yep,
Oh well, moving on.
yep. Pete.
So Joey Badass says he doesn't want to ejaculate during sex so he can preserve his life force.
Oh, this is bloody...
It's rather Jedi-ing.
Well, I don't know who
Okay.
Joey Badass is, in all fairness, but Dr. Strangelove, General Jack D. Ripper, he's like, I don't ejaculate during sex, I've got to preserve my purity of essence and my precious fluids.
Okay.
Yeah, and they do
He's-
say that by cutting your balls off, you can extend 10 years of your life.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, you try that, let me know where it goes.
It's a bit extreme though, isn't it?
So Kevin Gates is not the only rapper who practices semen retention in the bedroom. Fellow rhymer Joey Badass recently revealed he doesn't want to ejaculate during sex either.
I just want to point out to the listener that I don't think any of us have any idea who Kevin Gates or Joey Badass are.
Nope.
No.
No.
Nope.
Great stuff. Just as long as we all agree.
It's how touch we are.
So in an interview on Angela Yee's Lip Service podcast, which premiered on Wednesday 26th of January on YouTube, the Brooklyn, New York native declared that he prefers to be the dominant one in the bedroom. The conversation then
Segued.
segued to oral sex. That's when the Power Book 3, Raising Canaan, star revealed that he doesn't want to ejaculate during sex. I'd rather not bust a nut, period, he said, because I'd rather preserve my life force.
Interesting.
When a man ejaculates, there is a lot of things leave your body. There is blood cells, there's testosterone, energy, you get depleted, he further explained. They say that it's like the equivalent of running 20 miles when you bust a nut.
Fuck me, I must run about 5 marathons a day then.
Yeah, it sounds like a load of bullshit to me, to be fair.
I find it quite interesting because it's a weird belief, but then if you look at Crowley and the darker side of the magic with a K and wizardry, then semen is literally the main thing in sex magic, isn't it? If you don't bust a nut in sex magic, then things can go very wrong. Like when Crowley and his associates started the First World War by accident. By his associate not nutting in him.
Okay.
They were doing a ritual. Apparently that's what happened. But it's interesting that they're all about the
What's the ritual?
they're all about the semen in the one side of things, and he's obviously got this belief. So it's like almost like that's the opposite to that belief. It's the cult belief in a way. Is my take on it. It's interesting that one side says, "Come all you want," and he's joined the. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm losing my life force if I do that.
I just thought he was a bit of a weirdo. I hadn't thought that deep into
Well,
it.
I that's where my mind goes, Claire. Straight to the magic, straight to the occult.
That's the bollocks.
Yeah. Enough of that one. It's a load of bollocks.
Oh well.
Oh, fucking blue balls, aren't you? That's the worst of it.
You're going to just wet dream, aren't you, eventually? If you don't ejaculate, you're just going to do it in your sleep.
Yeah, you have no control over it, so...
No control over it. But you're in the line for Morrison's, just jizzes.
Jizzed
when you
in
have a
my
wet
pants.
dream. When you have a wet dream, innit? Like,
Yeah.
if you don't have it for a while and you don't touch it for a while, then
That's what you'll get too full and you'll eventually have to empty.
you have a dream that's a bit sexy, and then actually you're waking up going, oh, wet myself. Oh no. Oh.
Yeah. If it's too long, you just have to see side boob and you're busting up.
Is that what happened to you in Asda? And I think we'll end the show on that. Thank you very much for listening. I've been Ben. I'm going to say do bust a nut. Bust a nut and don't start World War 3. But keep busting nuts. That's how we're stopping this. We can only prevent World War 3, Ukraine versus and Russia, NATO versus Russia, by busting our nut as much as possible. It's sex magic, people. It's not hard.
Fair enough. I'm Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
And I've been Claire. Don't put spunk in your cakes and your bacon anywhere.
And I've been Pete, and both these two stole what I was going to say. I was going to say, keep spunking, just not in cakes.
You see, that's why I never change it. I always say the same thing every time, so I never fuck it up.
Oh, I get the advantage of going first, so I get the pick. That's why I do it.
That'll still do for me.
Right, the Russian roulette.
Keep spunking.
In the free world.
Keep on spunking in the free world.
Keep on spunking.